Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back. My name is Leonette and this is my channel, DIY Beauty on Purpose. Today's video is all about IKEA hacks and we are going to start. This rug was one that is available in IKEA and I am going to transform it into a tote bag. First thing I want to do is remove the tags and try to flatten out those ridges. But I was not being successful at all with that. But it's okay. I'm going to fold it in half and I'm going to attempt again to iron it to see if I can remove, but it wasn't working out. It's okay. Moving along. Once I have it folded in half, I'm just going to kind of mark where I want to make a hole. I'm going to start with a screwdriver and then I'm going to move on to my scissors. I want to make this hole large enough to fit an eyelet, but also not too big where it's going to be too loose. So I found eyelets recently at Walmart and I have never used them before, but it was actually really easy to use. You just need the tool and of course the eyelets. And I got some extra large ones because that's what I'm going to need for this tote bag. The actual eyelets were $5.97 for a pack of 10, which I thought was a pretty good deal. Today we are using 4 of them. So what we want to do is there's a 2-part to this. So the one that has the little sticking part out, we're going to just thread it right through the hole. This is why we don't want to make it too big. We want to make sure that it is snug in there. And then we're going to take the flat side and place it on the opposite side. So the flat side is going to go inside the tote bag and then the other part is going to be facing the back. The flat side of the tool is going to go on the back and then the long part of the tool is going to go right on top, and that's what we're going to hammer. I'm going to place a piece of wood to make sure that I don't ruin my tabletop. Hammer it pretty rough, pretty hard, and then secure it. And I'm going to show you once again so that you kind of see what I'm doing. Again, I have never done this before, but it was actually really easy to do. So I poked a hole, I made it larger with my scissors. I place the larger part of the eyelet through the hole, make sure it's nice and snug, and then I place the back side right onto it. Then I'm going to take the tool. The flat side of the tool is going to go on the back on the wood surface, and then the longer part of the tool is going to go on top, and I'm going to hammer it. Once I had one side done, I folded it nicely even, and then I'm going to use those that are already made as a measurement to poke a hole right through them. That way all 4 eyelets are evenly measured. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Once everything was done, I am going to take the bottom portion, the one that is folded, one of the corners, and just fold it in just like that. Now we're going to have a nice little angle, giving it a little bit more of a tote bag look. I'm going to use hot glue, but you can certainly sew if you have a sewing machine. I have a sewing machine. I'm not too good at using it, and this is also a very thick material, so I wasn't sure if I would even be successful at sewing it. So I'm just going to use hot glue because it's just worked for me in the past, and it actually worked really well for this as well. Once I had the bottom corner folded and hot glued, I just glued the entire side and repeated the process on the other side. This tote bag is coming along nicely. Now I'm going to bring in some nautical rope from Dollar Tree. This is the thinner of the white one. Let me show you the difference. They have 2 sizes and one's thinner than the other. This one's 2.1. I want to use the 3M one. That is a little smaller and it fits perfect through these eyelets. Now we're just going to make a knot and then we are going to loop it through the other hole, and then I am going to make sure I leave enough to know what I want my tote bag to hang, how low, how short, and then once I have it measured, I'm just going to make another knot, cut off the excess, and repeat the process on the other side. And we are just about done with this one. Such a beautiful tote bag. What a beautiful way to use this rug from IKEA. I love this tote bag. It's large, is practical, and I made it myself for a fraction of the cost. Today's video could not have happened without my friend Lisa from Crafting My Best Life with Lisa Marie. If you do not know her, she has a YouTube channel filled with tons of inspiration for you, tons of DIY decor. She actually was the one who went to an Ikea and brought me along with her through a video chat. So we actually kind of went shopping together, but she was the one who purchased the item, and we are both collaborating today to bring you some Ikea hacks and some of the items we actually shared, like this one. It was actually a longer piece, and she cut it in half, gave me half, and she kept the other half. Now, what I'm going to do with it today is I am going to cut 3 pieces from the bottom, and then I'm going to cut those 3 pieces into separate pieces. I am now going to use this white jute string to attach all 3 pieces in an angle. I am going to cut a piece, loop one end, and it's actually going to give me a tighter attachment. That's a little trick that I use, and it works really well for me. Once I had the loop, I am going to start attaching it just by basically wrapping it around and securing it with hot glue. I want these pieces to have more of an angled look versus it being straight down. Friends, I want to remind you that if you have not visited my Amazon store, it is always linked down below. I add items all the time, things that are my favorite items from Amazon. And if you follow me there, anytime I add any new items, you'll be notified. So make sure you check it out. Again, it is linked down below. All right, so I am going to attach the other one exactly the same way I did the last one. I looped it, I tightened it, and then secure it with hot glue. And now we have a 3-ring piece with an angle shape that I absolutely love. I've done this before with larger rings and it looks beautiful. Now I'm going to add some faux boxwood that I already had on hand. This is from a larger pig that I cut in little tiny branches. I'm going to add hot glue to secure everything in place and added just a few extra pieces to make sure it looks nice and full. Then I wanted to add something with color right in the center of each section. So I am going to use these succulents from Dollar Tree. It had a little pick on the end. I did cut that off and I'm just going to hot glue it, and I think it's absolutely stunning. I love it. These colors was really pop and it would be a great addition to any decor. For the next Ikea hack, I am going to be outside here first in my miter saw. I'm going to cut 2 pieces of this 1x2. They're scrap pieces of wood that I already had on hand. One is about 5 inches long and the other one is about 6 inches, but I did cut one of the ends at a 30-degree angle. I'm just sanding it down with my sanding block to smooth things out and then dusting it really, really well. I'm going to give them each a coat and a half, and that's basically a full coat, and then just add here and there where it needs it and then let them fully dry. This little cutting board is also from Ikea, and I absolutely love the quality of it. It's pretty heavy duty and solid. Love it, love it. I'm going to cover it with tape, just the top portion, because I am going to give it 2 coats of Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white. Once it was somewhat dry, I'm going to remove the tape and then completely let it dry. And then it's time to start adding the pieces. I'm going to hot glue this piece first just to kind of keep it in place for me, and it helps me out. And then I'm going to flip it over and I am going to attach it using brad nails. This is my Ryobi brad nailer, 18 gauge, and I have 1-inch brad nails inside, and I'm going to add 3 of them. And then once I had that piece attached, I flipped it over one more time, and now we're going to add the piece that has the angled cut. The angled cut is actually going to gut on the bottom. This little hinge I've had for a while. I don't know where it came from, but it was just scrap from another project. I'm going to pre-drill holes to make sure that my wood does not crack, and then secure it in place with a couple small screws. I'm going to do the same thing to the back of the cutting board. And that's about it. We're just going to attach it. Again, we're using some small screws, and this is going to be a tablet slash cell phone holder for my kitchen. I'm often either video chatting with my mom or looking at a recipe, and I just love having something where I can place my phone on. If you are enjoying this video so far, make sure you take a second and give me a thumbs up. A thumbs up really helps my channel grow, and it helps this video reach more people. For the next IKEA hack, I am going to take these two garbage cans and I'm just going to give them a little bit of an upgrade. Basically, I'm just going to paint the bottom of them, just the bottom two sections, in the Waverly ink chalk paint. This is just going to give it a little bit more of a high-end look, and it's not going to take a lot of work and a lot of time. I did the same thing to both of the cans. I have two bathrooms on my upper level, so I want to make sure that they both match. I just make sure that I stayed as close as possible to that edge on the bottom, but I think it turned out so stinking cute. Such an easy upgrade to these garbage cans. They were already very pretty, but I just wanted to add something really special to them, and I think this was it. I love them. If you enjoy DIY home decor, this is the channel for you. I post every single week, so make sure that you are subscribed and that you hit that notification bell so you do not miss any of the content. For this next IKEA hack is with this water bottle. They actually had two of this kind, a larger one and a smaller one. I got the smaller one, which is perfect for what I want it for. This is actually for me, which is why my name is on the decal. I use my Cricut and I cut my name using I think it was a farmhouse font, and it's going to be in the golden tone. I want to use this because so many times I want to take water with me, and my water bottle that I usually use at home is just larger and it's too heavy and I don't want to carry it with me, and I definitely don't want to place it in my purse. This little water bottle is perfect. I can fill it up, place it right inside my purse, and it fits perfectly. First, I just love the font. I love that my name is on it. I rarely make things for myself, and I love that it fits in my purse. For the next IKEA hack is another super easy one. These cork pads are to place like either hot items or pots. I'm going to use one of the three that comes in a packet. I'm going to dust it. It has some sort of like residue on it, but no big deal, dusted it. Using my Cricut, I cut out a stencil that says "Beauty for Ashes" is a scripture in Isaiah, and I'm just going to use it as a stencil because what I'm going to use this for is for my flat iron. When I am straightening my hair, I want a place where I can place my flat iron and not ruin any surface. So I'm just going to place the stencil and remove the transfer tape, and then I'm going to start stenciling it using a makeup sponge and Rust-Oleum chalk paint in the linen white. Once I was done stenciling it, I'm just going to remove the vinyl, and it actually stuck quite well. I was so surprised, but no big deal. I just removed it, let it fully dry, and I love the way this turned out. Such a clever way to use these pads. I love them, and I love that it's for me as well. Okay, so you're gonna have to let me know which IKEA hack is your favorite. I cannot choose because I love them all, and I love that most of them, if not all, are like for me. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. If you are visiting for the first time, or if you're visiting from Lisa's channel, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you consider joining our YouTube family. And if you are returning, welcome back. I'm going to have a playlist and another video here for you to watch. Make sure you click on one of these thumbnails. Don't forget to visit also Lisa's channel, which is linked down below. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.